Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Earl Laguerre, and today I'm gonna be demonstrating the installation of Windows Server 2008 in a virtual machine. Now, in order to create this virtual environment, you would have to use a software called Oracle VM VirtualBox, as you can see on my desktop here. It's by Sun Microsystems. If you do not have this, as I already have here on my desktop, you can simply go online, search on Google, type in download Sun VirtualBox, and I will select this option here, VM VirtualBox, VirtualBox downloads, www.oracle.com. I will select this option, and you will see the platform here, like the options here, 32-bit or 64-bit platform in Windows, because we have a Windows-based operating system. And this is the file. You click on this file in order to get your download, but we would not download it because we already have it on the system. So we can exit this and go ahead and open up Oracle VM VirtualBox. Now, this page here will show you the option of new. You click next, and you can name your VM or OS type. So since we are gonna install Server 2008, we're gonna name it, simply name it Server 2008. And we're going to make System 1 in order to highlight the fact that it's one OS, or the first OS we're going to install in the virtual machine. And as you can see, the operating system is Windows, and we're going to select Windows 2008. You then click next. Now there's a default memory here, 512 megabytes, so we're going to use that. We're going to click next again. And there's a default 20 gig hard drive recommended space. Boot to disk and create new disk. And we'll click next on that again, and then we're going to click next again. Now we're going to see an option here, dynamically expanding storage, meaning, and it gives you an explanation on top here, initially occupies a very small amount of space on your physical hard disk. It will grow dynamically up to the size specified as the guest OS claims this space. You click next on dynamically expanding storage, and here is the default 20 gig allocated space. You click next again and click finish, and finish again. And here we see Server 2008 system created in your virtual space and ready to be loaded. Simply click on Server 2008 System 1, click next. Now we're gonna look for the file that actually, the source file that actually has the actual software, or the actual Windows Server 2008 files, in order to install. And here we see Windows Server 2008 ISO. We click on that, open. And here we source the ISO file. Click next and finished. And then Windows will be loading in the background here. Now note you really would require a certain amount of memory for the virtual environment. As a matter of fact, Windows 2008 Server, its recommended amount of memory, 2 gigs and more. So you really need a certain amount of memory, or a good bit of amount of memory, in order to run a virtual environment, because virtual machine, or running machines in virtual environment, takes up a lot of memory. Great, and now we have Windows Server 2008 option with the language option here in respect to English, and there's time and currency format, English United States, and there's key or input method. Now the only thing we're really going to change here is time and currency, because since I'm in Trinidad, I'm going to select English, Trinidad and Tobago, and then click next. Now note my arrow or my cursor could move in the virtual box and out of it on my regular desktop by simply clicking the control button to come out, the right control button to come out of the virtual box, and simply right clicking on my mouse to enter back into the virtual box. And now we're going to click install to install Windows Server. Now we can see here we have an option with the type of operating system, and we have Windows Server 2008 Standard, 86, x86, and Windows Server 2008 Enterprise. We're going to select Enterprise, full installation, Windows Server 2008 Enterprise, full installation, architecture x86. Now x86, you might see this number here and wonder what exactly is it. x86 actually means 32-bit platform. If you see a 64-bit platform, you will see x64, and you will select Enterprise and click next. You will click on I accept the license terms, because if you do not accept the license terms, the software installation will not continue, and click next. Now at this particular portion here, you're going to see Custom Advanced, or you're going to see Upgrade. Now notice the Upgrade option is not highlighted because of the fact that there were no previous operating systems on the drive. Because this is our first install, you will see Custom Advanced highlighted only, so we're going to click on Custom and Advanced. And here we see the unallocated disk space, which was the 20 gig default given by the machine. And we're going to click on unallocated space and click on drive options. And we're going to click new, and we're going to do something called partitioning. And we're going to partition the drive. I'm going to create two partitions. You can create a number of partitions, 3 or 4, but today we're going to create 2 only. Now the reason for partitioning is because of if you need to back up data and keep it safe, you can simply partition the drive, put your important documents and data on the second drive, and save it. So in case Windows shuts down or crashes, you can simply reinstall a fresh copy of Windows without tampering with your files saved on the second part of the drive. And we're going to continue. We're going to go ahead and now and partition and select the size that we want the drive to be partitioned in. So I'm going to go to take off 2 and put 1, so it will be roughly half the size of the drive, and click apply. And here we see Windows is now trying to create that space. Great, and we now see partition 1 primary, and now we select the second part, click new again, see partition, and you don't see this partition 2. You cannot, it is not wise to continue, because if you fully install Windows, this entire portion here, once it is marked unallocated, it will not show up in Windows, and you will have an entire half of your hard drive useless and not using. You will not see it in your software in Windows. Now that we see both primaries, and we see partition 1 and 2, we're going to select partition 1, and click Next in order to install Windows on partition 1. And as we can see, Windows is now installing and the files are being copied. Here we have Windows almost fully installed, and as you can read the sign, please wait while Windows sets up the computer. So Windows is now setting up the computer system, and it is almost complete. Just a few more steps until it boots into Windows. And here we have Windows completing installation and going through the process, which is almost complete. And there we have it, Windows Server 2008 Enterprise, and now Windows has been fully installed. Windows Server 2007 has been fully installed. They are now asking for a password, and we're going to type in the administrator password in order to get in to our system. It says my password has been changed, and I go ahead and click OK, and Windows is preparing my new desktop within that virtual environment. By the way, passwords, putting in a good password or strong password is advisable for much better security. An example of a strong password would consist of capital letters, common letters, second function signs or terms like the @ sign, the and sign, and numbers, a mixture of all. A mixture of all these items would give you a very strong password, and this is much more recommended. As we can see here, this is the new server system 1 running, and we could go down here to start, and we can go into documents, and you can see what we have here. Right? We can also go into this server manager and see these options here. As you can see, the internet is running already on, and it already has internet access, local and internet, on the virtual machine. I would go to, let me try Server Manager again. Great, and you see there's a summary of the system here. Alright, which giving you option to change system properties, view network connections, configure remote desktops, and it gives you the local area connection, IP4 address assigned by DHCP, and IP version 6 enabled. And then you have the security information here. You can also set configurations, in which you have many resources in which to manage and control Server 2008 system. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. My name is Earl Legay, and good day.